Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Flash. So let's talk about this episode. With this episode, we finally get to see that Iris knows all, and she's dealing with that. She's dealing with the feelings of knowing that Barry's the Flash, and that everyone knows that Barry's the Flash except her. Other stories going on, we have Harrison Wells pretty much trying to go back to his time and figuring out a way to go back to his time. Probably he wants to kill Barry at the same time, because now he has the way to go back without Barry, so probably kill Barry in the process. So that's what's going on with Harrison. He's not really in that much of the episode, but of course the stuff we get to see with him are pretty big. But what this episode, again, is mostly about is Iris and Gorilla Grodd. All looking forward to seeing Gorilla Grodd. CGI was really great, and just the way they utilized Gorilla Grodd was really awesome. So his creator is Harrison Wells, and he was released because of the particle accelerator, and now Joe, really the whole team, have to defeat Grodd, and Iris is actually a big help to defeating Grodd here. So what did I think about the episode as a whole? I really enjoyed it. I mean, usually, again, not a big fan of Villain of the Week episodes. I've talked about this in previous episodes of The Flash, and why I thought the first couple of episodes of The Flash were a bit weaker is because they concentrate so much on Villain of the Week episodes. I'm not saying every Villain of the Week episode is great for Flash, but this week, seeing Gorilla Grodd, such a big Flash villain, go on screen, I feel like done right, was really great. First of all, again, CGI, beautiful. I thought they did that really well. The way he intimidated everybody was wonderful. It was so good. But my favorite part had to be the telepathic power, which obviously we know about Grodd, but the way they utilized it. You know, Cisco, Caitlin, even Iris, them trying to help bring up some concoction to help Barry to not be mind wiped by Gorilla Grodd. It doesn't work. Cisco feeling like he's a failure because of that, but I just thought the way they utilized his power was so good, and that the only person that could make Barry get out of his trance was Iris. So let's actually talk about that. Again, badass Gorilla Grodd, not a big fan of Villain of the Weeks, but this was done so well. Going into Iris, I really was skeptical about Iris's character throughout this whole season, because I was like, if she does not know, where's this character going? And I felt everything she did in this episode was so justified. And sometimes the CW could over-dramatize a lot of things, and sometimes relationships are a bit too dramatic, like Olicity. I love Olicity, but not this season as much, because they're over-dramatizing everything about Olicity that's kind of getting annoying. But now we're going to Iris and Barry, and I feel like they did this romance, or, you know, this friendship and this bond so well, and the way Iris reacts to, you know, finding out that Barry's the Flash, and, you know, everything being hidden by from her was done so well, and I think that really, you know, goes to the actress Candace. She just did a wonderful job with this episode, and I think she just poured out pure feeling onto the screen, which just made you feel for Iris. Like, yeah, you are right. Iris didn't, and she just said plain out, why didn't you tell me? Is like, if I knew, I would have been able to protect myself. And I thought that's always what we say as fans, like, why don't they tell this person? Why didn't they tell this person? And everything that fans have been saying since, you know, modern superhero TV shows, Iris said in this episode, and it blew me away. Also, the narration with Iris, I was clapping already with the first minute, because it felt so comic booky, and I will say that. The Iris and Barry relationship here, I felt like what we see in the comics, or, you know, a portion of what we see in the comics, was spilled over into this TV show, which I don't, and I love Arrow, but I don't see with Laurel and Oliver. You know, I feel that Iris and Barry is a relationship like Lois and Clark. It's just meant to be. It's destiny. And that poured onto the screen in this episode. And again, it didn't feel too melodramatic. It was just perfect. And I love Caitlin in this episode too, telling Barry, you know, Iris was actually a great part of the team, and she was. She was a utilized part of the team. And, you know, maybe she's not a super scientist, but, you know, her journalism skills is actually helping the team. And hopefully in season 2 and the end of this season, she can be part of this team. Maybe she'll be with Eddie, who knows. But, and I'm not saying I want the Barry-Iris relationship right away, But I am saying that I hope we get to see Iris more functional with the Flash portion of the series, because this episode was such a great Iris episode. I would love to see this with every episode, and I think it's possible to do that. Now, the direction Eddie's going, I don't know where Eddie's going to go, because after Eddie finds out that Iris is going to end up with Barry, I think Eddie loves Iris enough that he would let her go, but it depends if he's going to go on the villain side saying, oh wait, there is nothing going on with my life, let me do something about that, or maybe he will be the Eddie that we've seen throughout the whole season saying, you know what, you belong with Barry, and maybe he would give that up, and that might be the push that Iris has to go with Barry by the end of the season, which I could also see, because this show could be, yes, beginning of the relationship, but also marriage in the middle of the show instead of the end, because again, that's something that Barry and the Flash has always been about, is the marriage between Barry and Iris. So I love this episode because of that, and even though, again, there maybe is not a filler, but this was not as heavy on plot as previous episodes, I thought this is an episode we needed. It was a very character development episode. There was a fun villain of the week, and there were hints of plots going on for the next 2 episodes. So overall, really enjoyed this episode, and this is the best Iris episode I have seen of the series, and I hope they keep going this direction. So that's my opinion on Flash. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, I'll have another Flash review next Tuesday. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.